twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Caught in Two Minds podcast.
Meanwhile, Shelly weaves his way through.
We're rounding the turn. It's coming on home. The season's almost over. Arsenal. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Caught in Two Minds. This is E. And that guy over there in the beautiful Oakland Hills sunshine is at Gooner Rush. Fitz. What's going on, big fella?
Oh, man. You know, I don't know what to say. Things are fine. You know, life, great.
Yeah.
You know, Arsenal, you know. I think, I came up with the best way to describe it. Like, I love sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi's hella good.
Right.
But if I keep grabbing for rolls and they got cucumbers in it, like, it just kind of tastes like it don't taste right to me, you know?
Right.
That's how Arsenal games are right now. Like,
it's just
it's like whatever the performance is, yeah, but I got issues. I got some issues going on that, man, we gotta work it out.
Yeah. It's even though we won against a pitiful side, a Big Sam, West Brom, it still wasn't like, I still wasn't like, oh wow, this is going to be great heading into next season, because it's kind of the same old thing. 3 great goals. I mean, when we do score more than one goal, they're usually all pretty, incredible.
Yeah.
But it's just little spurts throughout the game, and that's the sad thing. There's no consistent attack, like trying to bury a garbage ass team like West Brom. Like we're just
on the same page, my friend.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what were your thoughts when you saw the lineup? I have a lot to say about it, but I'll let you lead into it.
I figured out pretty quick it was going to be Saka in the back with the other defenders.
Right.
I personally don't hate on that necessarily, so I was okay with that.
Go ahead.
The whole midfield was weird with the El Nini and Ceballos and Partey on the bench. I mean, are you saving it for Wednesday? What are you saving anything for right now anyway?
Right. Exactly. The Ceballos should not be playing for the rest of the year. Especially if you got a young midfielder in your academy who's been putting in the work all year, and you kind of want to give him a chance, or just at least see what you got going into next season. So Ceballos shouldn't be playing for the rest of the season.
No.
You've already said you weren't going to keep him.
He's made it clear he's not coming back. So.
Either way, he's not coming back. You don't need to play him.
Yep.
You don't need to develop him anymore for whoever Real Madrid are going to sell him to.
Yeah.
Because he ain't staying there. He's not good enough. He's barely good enough for Arsenal. So that shit's got to stop. That's stupid. That's stupid. Especially if you got a young. I'm not all up in the academy. I don't know what's really going on. I've heard of a few players, but there's got to be somebody in there who's been, progressing nicely, putting in the work, and showing like maybe he deserves a chance just to see what it's like to be on the bench or on a game day on the first team. There's got to be a player like that. Willian, the same. We've seen enough, and boom, he scores a great goal, a great free kick, but it's too little too late. It really is. We've seen enough.
It's too little too late. I got so many questions around the whole striker position and what does he want to do, or how does he see it, or I understand there's this this belief like he might be trying to convert Martinelli into striker, which that's okay. But right now, the little bit we've seen of Martinelli, he's been really effective on the wing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's just another like kind of a curveball that Arteta throws at a player that never lets them settle. That never just lets them settle in, you know? If you're thinking next year you're going to go after like some type of a striker or something to help fill the squad out, chances are you're probably not going with Martinelli when you've seen what he can do on your wing.
Right. Well, it's you keeping Aubameyang.
Aubameyang has to stay because of the money.
Right. So there you go. You know, he's going to be playing there. So there's no real reason to play Martinelli. It was nice to see him, you know, get a run out there, but like you said, it's a waste of time. If you're Balogun and Reece Nelson, like, what are you thinking? Like, surely you ought to be thinking, like, well, okay, I should get like 3. You know, how many games we got left? 3, 4, whatever it is. I should be able to get
into today 4 games left.
I should be able to get a nice little run out so they can see. As the manager, he should want that. Like, what are you doing with Reece?
And like I said, always like, some of my questions looking forward, always like looking ahead on schedules is like, are you planning for next games or something? I don't understand, but you know what? You got to look at it. We got 4 games left. I'd like to get these young guys into at least a couple of them or something.
Just so you can
see. How about West Brom game? That's a good one.
That's a good one.
There's a good one right there.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely. Especially if you're trying. I mean, it is a North London. It's a London derby against Chelsea on Wednesday. So you would want your, you know, you want to represent in that game, play your best. Yeah. So today would be a great game to play a lot of the kids that don't get time, they don't get looks, just to see what you got heading into next year. Yeah. And you're so right. Like, he plays games with these players.
Yeah.
You know? You think about Cedric. What happened to Cedric? Like, you know, Tierney gets hurt. Before Tierney got hurt, you were playing Cedric at left back and right back, and he was playing good. Tierney gets hurt, and you don't play him there.
You don't play him at all.
Well, you don't play him at all.
Stop playing him, and you don't talk about it.
You don't talk about it. He's on the bench.
You know, he's there.
It's just weird shit like that all the time. He did the same thing with Gabriel. Early in the season, I think Gabriel got hurt or he got a red card, and then he was out of the lineup for a while. Next thing you know, Mari's out there until he got hurt. He just anyway.
It's part of what, like, how we've been trying to point out lately is just like the experience level as a coach. Like, an experienced coach knows, like, all of them except Mourinho, Jose Mourinho, know that like if you continue to fuck with these dudes' heads, you're never going to round them up. Like, you're never going to round them into your program because they're just not sure what's going on. Like, they can't settle in. They can't.
It's the Ainsley Maitland-Niles syndrome is what I call it.
Yes.
You know, you could play anywhere, but
yeah,
you know what I mean? You can't start at a specific position that you were meant to play.
Yeah.
And, you know, to come out and play Saka. I mean, I guess Saka, he was playing left back. So why didn't you do that on Thursday when we needed a left back?
That was my next question. Is so what was the mess on Thursday then? If you couldn't play KT all out, then why did we even bother? Just put Saka back there where you got some wingers. You got ESR, you got Pepe, you got Willian, you got Aubameyang that can play out there.
Right.
You didn't have to have him up there.
No. It's just dumb shit like that, dude. Dumb shit like that. And why were you playing?
Looking at today, Saka played great at left back. He played a good left back.
Right. And that leads me into my next question. Well, before my next question, the whole thing with Xhaka playing left back for all those games, when you have somebody like Saka that can play that position, you know what I mean? You want, as much as everybody gets on Xhaka, including me, you want him in the middle next to Partey over Ceballos.
Yeah.
You just do. For those crucial games,
there's some things that you got to figure out. So, like, he's looking at it like, Xhaka's been able to fill in that spot.
Right.
But where did you pull him from? So what's going on there now? In the middle of the pitch, we're not the same team.
And we lost those crucial games, or we dropped points to Fulham, and the one before that. And it's just like we weren't getting results with Xhaka at left back, even though he was playing good or filling in nicely.
Right.
And we have Saka on the team. Anyway, little shit like that with Arteta is just mind-boggling. And it illustrates the point that, me and you, he doesn't have the experience yet. This was a job that's too big for him, but we made that choice. I think we got to stick with it at least another year, maybe 2 more, just to see what he can do. But anyway, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
What is Saka's best position? Because the kid is incredible.
Well, I tell you, today convinced me, and I'm sure probably convinced a lot of people. But I'll toot my own horn because I did say this a little while ago.
Yeah.
Saka on the left is devastating.
Yeah.
Because his ability to attack the box from that side is just more threatening than it is on the other side.
Definitely.
He could still do some effective things from the other side, but you're asking him to be a lot more of an assist man instead of a playmaker. And I think on the left, he's a playmaker.
When he plays on the right, he's higher up the pitch. That's the first thing. So his mindset is different, and when he's aggressive and he's putting in shots, that's cool. But as far as getting everybody involved and making the team kind of go forward, I would say where he played when Tierney came in as a winger, left winger, not left back.
Yeah,
because when Tierney's healthy and Saka's over there, that's a formidable duo right there. So
that was the beginning of us going, you know what? We actually got some young guys here that could we could build around.
Right.
When those two were on the left, they were just spanking some teams. They were spanking them.
Right. So if we got Martinelli up top as a winger, Saka and Tierney all on that left side, that could be like
that side of the pitch is set up well.
It's dangerous. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, today illustrated the point that Saka, that's his position. That's what he does. Because he was incredible throughout the game, and he got the assist on the first goal to ESR. Beautiful finish with the left.
Yeah.
Coming
into when I complained about the way Arsenal finishes all the time, and there's no way I could say, oh, ESR does this all the time. But to watch him hit that ball, we ain't got a lot of players that would have timed that and struck that into the right place in the net and all that shit,
And that's another good point about Saka playing in that position. He's able to spot those runs.
Yeah.
Because me and you always say you watch ESR throughout the game, and he's always trying to make a little run to get that Aaron Ramsey pass in the box. He's always trying to do that.
Yes.
But Saka playing where he's been playing, recently.
Know what? Now that you just said, let me interject this real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm tired because it's another thing I say. Arteta, you have to explain to your players that they're not looking forward enough. But I'm tired of seeing my young guys try to make runs and having the player with the ball look at them and immediately decide I need to go ahead and just pass it on back.
And then apologize, my bad.
But the thing is, in what way is that taking any chances, especially the way we've been the last few games for sure,
right?
With just lack of chances, everything tells you if ESR makes a run, even if I know I can get it to him or not, I got to try. I got to try to get it to him because we need to try to make something happen.
Pass the ball forward.
Yeah.
Be aggressive. Take a risk. It's tough. That's
one today, and Pepe was over there, and he looked right at him and immediately passed it back to the middle of the pitch to somebody.
I was just gonna say that's tough when you got William and Pepe out there because the ball goes to them and it just stops. There's going to be a trick or two, turn around, come back around, look for a pass, and then pass it sideways or back.
I liken it to basketball, like I always said, man.
Pounding the rock.
When the big man runs, you have to feed it to him. or else he's going to stop running. He's going to stop running.
Oh, yeah.
ESR is going to stop making those runs if y'all don't ever just pass it to him, you know?
And William finally slipped that little through ball to Saka on the pass.
I know.
He finally did it. And Saka made the run, and then he crossed it to ESR. But William never makes that little – he was doing it a lot today, and I was like, oh, wow, look at him.
They did it a few times. Saka literally kind of made him do it.
Well, the runs were so perfectly timed.
Yeah, and he'd be so wide open. He'd go, just give me the ball, dude. Just
throw it in space. Yeah. But, I mean, throughout the season, you rarely see that from William. To the point where him and Tierney looked like they were getting into it a couple of times because Tierney was like, either you go, dude, or when I go, pass me the ball.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Tierney's like, man, one or two of us. One of us got to go. Like,
right. But, Williams, doing his little – he does that little thing with his foot. Like,
and while we're talking about it also, about the hold the ball up thing with Pepe or whatever, I'm telling today, even though I was getting so frustrated, I realized, like, he kind of tried to run at some defenders today a little bit more today.
Pepe?
Yeah. Unsuccessfully. I'm not even sure if that is a strong part of his game. That dude that was over there guarding him was just picking him blind, dude. Just wait for him to do something weird and then just take the ball from him, you know?
Pepe, for some reason, he kept trying to go right. And the guy was reading it and just taking the ball from him. And then, so finally, Pepe goes left and hits, an incredible shot. A Pepe goal. To the point where you're just like, almost like, whatever, dude. Whatever.
Yeah,
kiss my ass. Yeah. But it was a tremendous shot.
Well, let me get into my cynical side now.
Yeah.
So this is how cynical I am about Pepe. Beautiful goal by Pepe.
Oh, gosh. Incredible.
Just a little bit later, he gets that ball and he's wide open. Remember, he got the ball, he turned around, and the defenders went with different people, and he was standing one-on-one with the goalie.
Oh, yeah.
And he fired the shot at the goalie.
Right.
I mean, hit him in his chest.
I saw that one.
He had a whole goal. Wait a minute. He loves that little bend to the far post.
Could have curled it to the left.
It was there. You're so tricky with the ball. You do all these fancy flips and tricks, and you kicked it right at the goalie, and then turned around, immediately smiled, laughed for the assist, thought it was cute. And I'm just like, dude, the mentality.
Right.
The mentality is so wrong on our team, man.
That's a great point, because I do remember that. It's like he's wide open, nobody in front of him, and he just fires it right at the keeper. And it's
kicked it really hard, but no direction, didn't try to. And I'm talking about an $80 million player.
Right.
Hey, you got to be able to pick a corner, at least try to beat the keeper.
The damn sun is right in my face, but that's good. Right down the middle. Hey. Yeah, dude. I don't know what to say about Pepe. I just
mentality wise is gone. But I mean, I realize he's probably another dude. Well, we could probably sell him. I'm sure we could probably sell him. We're not gonna, some league, French league would probably want him back or something. I don't know.
We're not gonna sell Pepe. He'll be on the team.
He won't get sold.
No,
because of everybody's perceived how talented he is. There's talent there. I'm very willing to say that. I just think that people are missing the mark. I don't think it's, or at least may he's just not a fit in the Premier League. Maybe, I don't know.
I just think it's coaching. I hate to pile it on Arteta, especially since I'm an Arteta in for the time being.
Yeah.
But it's coaching. It's you look at Chelsea. Look at the Tuchel, the guy they brought in. Completely transformed their team. Within a half a season, got everybody playing good. They're in the finals of the Champions League. They keep beating Man City. And when you watch them play,
they have a style and an identity. And
that's what I was just going to get into. I was just going to get into that. What is our style? How do we play? What are we going into games like? How are we going to approach games? You know, are we a pressing team? Are we a counterattacking team? You know, what are we doing? And it can't just be the players we have. You know, it's got to be you got to develop a system and implement it, and make sure those players know what it is, what's their responsibility.
Yeah.
And I just don't think Arteta's doing that because of all the games, you know, like the Cedric games, you know.
Yep.
You know, Tierney got hurt. Cool. No biggie. We got Cedric. Nope. No, you don't. We're going to move Saka out of position and put him at left back. That's who you got, you know. And then you're gonna play Ceballos all these games when he wasn't really playing. He was in and out of the lineup, but anyway.
Yeah. I mean, Kolasinac had to go. I get it, whatever. But you know what? That means that you're going to have to make some other choices then. And Xhaka at left back is not it. That's not – I mean, I don't care if you think you got away with it. Like you said, hey, to the people that love to cry out that, well, when Xhaka's on the field, we win. Well, I'll tell you that when Xhaka's at left back, we don't do anything extra.
There's a coin flip.
Special going on.
And we don't win.
It's a coin
flip. It's a coin flip. I'll go back and look at, you know, some of the scores, but I mean, we dropped a lot of points in that stretch when he was at left back. So he wasn't playing bad. It's just the whole structure of the team is thrashed at that point, and nobody knows what's you know. And
there's slightly special circumstances when he plays left back. You know, he adjusts the way the back line works, so Xhaka drops back and he's one of the three instead of two in the back. And, you know, so there are changes that you implement because it's a sacrifice because you have to play a guy like Xhaka at left back.
Right.
Even though, like you said, Cedric's on the bench and no understanding why he can't play.
The few weeks before Tierney got hurt, you were playing Cedric at left back. You were playing
many times by the fans. Praised many times by the fans by a great, 90 minutes by Cedric.
So it's just weird. It's weird. And, I'm comparing him to Tuchel. They're both young coaches. Yeah. Tuchel's got more experience at Chelsea. But the way he was able to, you watch them play and they're like, oh, shit, this is a high-energy pressing team who's on the front foot, who's like, fuck it, we're going after you. That's how Chelsea play now. And you're like, whoa, shit.
Yeah.
He got that going real fast.
Hey, so fast.
And it's like us.
I remember a year and a half ago, Chelsea looked so old and slow.
Well, yeah.
They went and they spent a lot of money, and they've got them going now, and they got jackrabbits all over the pitch now, everywhere.
They got rid of a club legend, Fat Frank. God, I was like, whoa, that's cold-blooded. You're not going to give him,
Didn't give him much time either.
Didn't give him no time, but, I guess, he's always quick with his managers, but, this one, he got it right, man. I thought Frank deserved a little more time because he is a club legend.
Yeah.
But they were like, screw that. It's like we spent all this money, we got all this talent. Get him going. Yeah. And that's what, that's all Tuchel did. And then you look at Arteta. It's like,
and you know what? I'm going to say it right now, too, to all the Arsenal fans, just in case they don't understand this.
What are we doing?
Arteta is not a Arsenal club legend.
No.
He was a journeyman at Arsenal at best for 3 years or 2 years or something.
He became a club captain and all that, but he's not.
That just happens because he was old. He was a veteran on the team. And
he's more of an Everton club legend than he is.
Oh, for sure. Everton is more proud that Arteta played for him than Arsenal is. Yeah,
exactly.
So no loyalty I pay to Arteta because he played for us at one time. This ain't the same thing, man. Right. This guy just came in to fill in a spot back in the day, and
take it easy on him. But he was there during the time when we were transitioning from Highbury. We weren't spending a lot of money. You know what I mean? He came in and kind of, He was frustrating to me as a player too because he wasn't aggressive enough. He was just.
By the time we got him, he was even slower. Right. I remember when I first came and started watching the league. I saw Arteta playing one time for Everton, and you told me, "Oh, yeah, he's like a poor man's Cesc Fabregas."
Right.
He's a poor man's Cesc Fabregas, and I never forget that about him. I always kind of had that opinion about him for a long time, you know.
Nah, he's. So you're right. You're right. There should be no. What do you think it is? Like somebody like me, like why would I be willing to give Arteta more time?
So like I think the way the thinking goes is that we went 20 years with Wenger,
right?
Then we made a move on Unai, pulled the trigger, and got rid of him.
Right.
Cool. It's of his interview. And then I think, halfway into the Arteta thing, I think they have not regrets that they got rid of Unai, but maybe regrets that they just were a quick axe on him, because now we're, that many games into Arteta's reign, and he did win an FA Cup, but I mean, other than that,
yeah. I think
given us much. We haven't improved much. So I mean, I think now you go the opposite way and you go, you know what? We don't want to turn into a quick axe like Chelsea is, or so many other clubs have been in the past. Newcastle,
I think he's a bullshitter. He's a brilliant bullshitter, Arteta. And what I mean by that, he gets me with his interviews and his methodical approach to things and how he says things. I bet you when he was in the room interviewing for the squad, they were like me, like, oh wow, this guy's bless you. This guy's kind of got his shit together. Look at him. He's so serious.
I know.
You know what I mean? Coming from Pep and all the high praise. But I can't call him a fraud and say that I want him to stay here for like 1 or 2 more years, but I'm starting to sniff it out. Like,
so check it out.
This guy
some
doesn't really have his
shit
together.
Kind of always make me feel awkward.
Yeah,
just about the way that and sometimes they work their way out of it because they get older and they realize kind of like how to play this game a little bit better.
Right.
But there, people like I always thought Kobe Bryant was kind of awkward.
Okay.
Like when you heard him talk, or LeBron James in the early, Tiger Woods.
Hey, buddy.
When he was young, he was playing the role of a golf great.
Saying
you
all
heard
cliche.
How they answer questions and how you talk. And he just but he never sounded like a young kid in the middle of the greatest time of his life,
Right.
I get that feeling about Arteta when I see him talking.
It's like relaxed.
He even talks he's got like a little smirk in his mouth sometimes, like
I don't want to speak
I'm
about
playing the game with you right now. But you know what? In my opinion, you're not experiencing it. You're not a veteran. Like, you don't understand how this goes exactly. Like,
this is something I don't want to speak about right now. I cannot do it. Look at my hair.
I have held this back for long, but I mean, maybe we should, listen to the fans of their complaint. You know what, man? I don't believe hardly anything that's coming out of your mouth because I've seen how you handle your players. That's why I doubt you.
We have a game on Wednesday, and this is something I can't speak about right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's how it got me. So,
hey, when I say handle the players, I mean not accountability on the pitch. If you're messing up, then you need to go to the bench and I'll put somebody else in that.
Right.
And also,
who are my choices? If I knew who we had choices of hiring as a manager, I'd say get his ass out of here right. Get him out. Because Arteta showed me on Thursday This is too big for him. He can't handle this. You know, the easy thing to do on Thursday in a semifinal match to get to a final is be like, hey, no holds barred. Go all out, attack, do whatever you got to do. If we get the shit beat out of us, so be it. We're going for it.
Yeah.
Energy, passion, let's go for it. The complete opposite.
I mean,
nothing.
Even in that setup of that game. Even if you hold it back and at halftime, you tell them, okay, boys, time to go for it.
Right. Now, you got people that are...
That's the part I was going to say about accountability. And the other part of accountability is not only holding them to the thing, but when I see frolicking laughter after he just made a mistake, if you don't throw a shoe at him, pull him to the sideline,
Sir Alex,
or scream at him in the damn locker room and throw a hairdryer at him, you're not getting their attention. Right. And that's your job. It's your job to get their attention and make them realize that it's not just a game. It's also your job. It's your career. It's your job. It's my job.
Thursday was our season.
Yeah.
If you just get to the final, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything. Just get there.
It's a
one
game against Man U. Matter of fact, Arteta, you've shown up really good in one-offs.
Right.
Like
now, people, you got some people out there who will be like, oh, well, you know, Aubameyang hit the post twice. Right. So we didn't do anything all game and we hit the post twice. Just imagine if we pushed the pace, played with tempo, urgency, and fire. What we maybe could have done, to show up on Thursday and play like that. Just, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, I go into Thursday and I'm telling these guys, look, we can't win without one goal at least. So when the whistle starts, I need a goal. I need y'all to go get me one goal right now. I don't care. You may end up leaving the back open, and if we pay for it, we pay for it. But we can't win if we don't score one goal. We got to score one.
My pregame talk. I would have punched William right in the stomach in front of everybody. He's not playing. Okay. But yeah.
Hey, do the little slow walk by, like you're telling them all a little speech and stuff, and when you walk by Willie, you just
yeah. Like I always say, I would have slapped the shit out of Ozil and Bellerin. Just slap the shit out of him in front of everybody, because he's gonna be like, "Oh no, what am I?" You know what I mean?
I have a photo shoot on Monday.
But anyway, so yeah, we kind of. Not really much to talk about. I don't care. We won 3-1 today against West Brom. Who gives a shit? He played the wrong people. He had an opportunity to play a lot of the youngsters, get them some time, get them some experience, and then play a strong side against Chelsea on Wednesday. He even fucked that up. Excuse my language, but he even got that wrong today. So there's another incident. William had a great free kick. Oh my gosh, too little, too late. They gave that for a 3-year contract. I didn't know it was 3 years.
Yeah, dude.
He just didn't want to. He's over 30, and he just didn't want to move away from London. He's got the same house, 3 years. When he gets done with these 3 years, he's going to go to Inter Miami and steal money from them. And then he's going to go to Brazil. This guy is stealing money. They couldn't see that. Whatever.
Hey, the Brazilian players, they have. It's all marked out on the agenda how you retire.
On their way home. On your way home, you stop off at Inter Miami, sign with Beckham.
Go pick a paycheck up in Miami for 2 more years.
And then you go home to Brazil and maybe, kick it around at your boyhood club, and then you retire. Yeah. Everybody knows
I'm sure you got 4 wives at home,
Everybody knows this. But anyway, that's going to do it today. Caught in Two Minds. Get us on Twitter at CITM Podcast. And we also got a YouTube channel. You know what to do. Participate.
Say something. Shout out.
Everybody's all, oh gosh. Momo'd out. Oh, let me type some tweets. Oh gosh. I'm living life. No, you're not. Get involved with the show. Peace.
Hey, just remember 3-1, but I don't like cucumber in my sushi. I told you.
Man, sushi, I'm like, fry every damn thing. Put it in panko and fry that bitch.
Oh, that tempura shit? Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Thank you for tuning into Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. All feedback is much appreciated. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcasts, at Guna Rush, and at eMarshall Comedy. The music of this podcast is brought to you by Statics. If you like what you hear, please head on over to staticsmusic.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Statics Music. That's STATX Music. Peace.
Don't put no cucumber in my sushi.